This coming Sunday is the 25th Sunday in Ordinary Time. We continue to read from Matthew's Gospel. This week's passage is from chapter 20, verses 1 through 16. Let's take a listen. Jesus told his disciples this parable: "The kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out at dawn to hire laborers for his vineyard. After agreeing with them for the usual daily wage, he sent them into his vineyard. Going out about 9 o'clock, the landowner saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And he said to them, 'You too go into my vineyard, and I will give you what is just.' So they went off. And he went out again around noon, and around 3 o'clock, and did likewise. Going out about 5 o'clock, the landowner found others standing around, and said to them, 'Why do you stand here idle all day?' They answered, 'Because no one has hired us.' He said to them, 'You too go into my vineyard.' When it was evening, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, 'Summon the laborers and give them their pay, beginning with the last and ending with the first.' When those who had started about 5 o'clock came, each received the usual daily wage. So when the first came, they thought that they would receive more. But each of them also got the usual wage. And on receiving it, they grumbled against the landowner, saying, 'These last ones worked only 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us, who bore the day's burden and the heat.' He said to one of them in reply, 'My friend, I am not cheating you. Did you not agree with me for the usual daily wage? Take what is yours and go. What if I wish to give this last one the same as you? Or am I not free to do as I wish with my own money? Are you envious because I am generous?' Thus the last will be first, and the first will be last." This passage is probably very familiar to you. I think it sticks in our memories because it does seem so unfair. I suspect that each time we hear it, we are a bit surprised by the ending of the parable, when the master gives the same amount to those who did just a small amount of work at the end of the day. The people of Jesus' day likely had a similar reaction. Shouldn't the person who put in more hours get more pay at the end of the day? Isn't that the way the world works? The answer would be yes. That's the way the world works. Jesus is trying to illustrate how he works, how his Father works, not how the world works. Jesus and his Father move beyond fairness to generosity. Fairness often connotes the minimum required. Generosity reflects the goodness of the giver. In this case, the master is God, who has, as one of his many characteristics, generosity. Our God has given us so much. Our God has given us everything we have and continues to do so. In the parable, even those who turn to God late in the day, those who return to God, they repent, they're sorrowful, they seek to be reconciled, and they're welcome. And their reward will be no less great than those who have been on this path for a longer period of time. While the passage is about generosity, it hones in on a particular aspect of God's generosity, and that is his willingness, even late in the game, late in life, even a deathbed conversion, to welcome someone into the halls of the heavenly banquet. It's a reminder that we can turn back to God at any time. Those who have led a virtuous life could be jealous or resentful of the latecomers, but if they are truly embracing virtue in their lives, then they would have compassion, they would have mercy, they would have that kind of generous spirit that God does. The lesson of the gospel is one that does take some time to grasp, time to sit with. So, let the gospel fill your week. See you in church. For now, God bless.